Ashley. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a very detailed video about my locks. I'm gonna have pictures and videos all the way from day one to now. I'm close to 2 years of having locks, and I feel like now is a good time to really just share my journey and answer questions that I usually get. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Oh, by the way, this is my second set of locks. My first set of locks ended with me getting lock extensions and then cutting my hair all the way off. Yeah, and then starting my second set of locks 3 days later. Whatever, we just go get into the video. I'm gonna have pictures from that to where my hair is now, and I was going through a lot. Whatever, bye.
Growing up, I've always wanted locks. A lot of my family members have locks, and it's very common in my area of Florida to see people with locks. My parents have always expressed their distaste for locks, so I've always told myself that when I turn 18, I would lock my hair up. I'll probably do a whole separate video on how to deal with parents who don't like locks, because my parents definitely hate locks. But anyway, I have very thick, fluffy 4B, 4C-ish hair, so I would always try to keep my hair in a protective style so I wouldn't have to deal with it. So I've had box braids, faux locks, kinky twists, cornrows, rope twists, every natural hair protective style there is, I've had it at least once. A couple of weeks into my freshman year of high school, my mom took me to get a perm, and walking out of the hair salon, my hair was straight, but I remember by the time I got in the car, my hair was back to being an afro. So I wore my hair down to school for 1 day and then got box braids that night. So the next day I was basically back to natural. My senior year of high school is the first time that I started wearing my natural hair out. It was around the time where a lot of people were embracing their natural hair and doing the big chop. So I already had natural hair, so I would always wear my hair in a high puff, twist out, and just make sure my edges were laid. I often get asked if I miss having loose natural hair, and the simple answer is no. I don't miss combing my hair out. I don't miss twisting my hair up and protective styling. I feel like locks are just one big permanent protective style. My hair has never been this full and long, I guess, and I really just prefer low maintenance hairstyles, so I really enjoy having locks. I got my first sew-in in senior year as well. I didn't get too much heat damage from them despite having a natural leave out, and sew-ins are basically my favorite hairstyle to this day. At the end of 2016, I got one last sew-in before locking up in January. So January 11th, 2017, I got my first set of locks. I had about 74 locks, and I started them using the instant locking method. I do not recommend this method. That's my first biggest mistake of my entire life. I'll probably do a separate video on that whole process because that's something I would never ever do again. I ended up getting lock extensions 1 year after because I hated my hair so much. But I don't recommend lock extensions either. I'll probably do a separate video on that too. My lock extensions only lasted about 3 months, and I went through a pretty rough time at the end of that. So I ended up cutting my hair all the way off and rocking a teeny weeny uneven afro for 3 days and then locking up again. So this was the beginning of this hair lock journey that I'm in right now. This lock journey began on June 29, 2018. I started them with comb coils. I went to the salon and told the lady I wanted thick locks. My only regret with this set of locks is that I forgot to tell her that I wanted diamond parts, but over time I've grown to like my ununiform parts. They're pretty cool. The lady that started this set of locks has done my lock styles before, so she was someone I knew and trusted. The thing with starting your hair with comb coils, it's much cheaper, one, and two, your hair really goes through the processes of locking. A lot of people call this process the ugly stage, but I feel like this was the stage that I started to really enjoy my natural hair. This was the first time that I enjoyed having locks. At the 6-month mark of having locks, I graduated from college with my associate's degree, and I really wanted a lace front wig so that my pictures would look nice. and I found someone who could do it for a really decent price, and she was able to do a lace front wig over my thick locks. And if that's something that you're concerned about as a person who has locks, and you still want to get a wig, you still want to be able to have, you know, versatile hairstyles, that's something that you can still do as long as you find a person who is able to do it. During my first year of having locks, I washed every 2 weeks, and I would always use argan oil, Moroccan oil, jojoba oil, anything, wild hair growth, anything that wasn't too thick. I would use it on my scalp as well as on the shaft of my hair. Before having locks, I dealt with dry scalp, and I noticed that when I started my locks, I never had a problem with dry scalp. It took my hair 1 year to fully lock. I was no longer seeing coils at the ends of my locks. I was no longer seeing coils in between my shaft. My hair from root to end was fully locked. My hair was fluffy. It was not so thick and misshapen. They were all pretty uniformed. And I don't know about that first year mark, but my hair started sprouting out of nowhere. This was also when it started taking a little bit longer to retwist my hair. It used to take anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes to retwist my hair when my locks were shorter, but as they started getting longer, I noticed that it took me almost an hour to retwist my hair, and it even took longer for my hair to dry after washes. These past almost 2 years of having locks have really been the best. Like, I'm glad I was not afraid to cut off my first set of locks and start over. I'm glad I'm learning to appreciate my hair as it is rather than needing extensions. There's nothing wrong with extensions, but for me, I needed this lesson. I needed to learn this lesson the hard way. I needed to learn patience the hard way. And sometimes it's best to just leave your hair alone, let it grow, take pictures over time, and document your growth, but at the same time, allow your hair to do its thing. And I promise you, it will show you that as long as you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Hi, you guys. It's